Should you as a classic player care about Midnight WoW? Should you get excited? Should you be interested? And I'm gonna be real, I completely understand the hatred for retail WoW. A lot of classic players used to love retail, and over the years got disillusioned or quit because it was no longer the game they came to fall in love with, the game that gave them so many memories and friendships and just life in general. But retail WoW is not the same retail WoW that you used to hate once upon a time. It may not be the experience for you even today, but it's no longer a dogshit experience. Which I know, surprising to say out loud, but it is what it is. Let's talk about Midnight WoW. The War Within, it's okay, it's not for everybody, but Midnight WoW is the first return to effectively TBC in 19 years. Well, not counting TBC Classic back in 2021. But Midnight WoW takes us back to Quel'Thalas, takes us back to Silvermoon, takes us to the Ghostlands, where they're effectively going to be redoing all of that. Midnight WoW is about the elves, the Blood Elves in this context, and just what's happened to them over these years. Silvermoon's been an unfinished rubble of a shithole for 20 years. And we're finally going back there to expand upon that storytelling, that lore. But at the same time, this is the first full expansion that Chris Metzen has written, from the beginning to the ending since Warlords of Draenor, which gives me a lot of hype and excitement. You may not have liked the War Within storytelling, you may not have been a big fan of it, you may not have liked this character or that story beat or this, but Chris Metzen effectively hodgepodged that together, and he made the World Soul Saga, because initially it was just meant to be the War Within was its own standalone expansion, and then he came, put it all together, made a trilogy, expanded it, and changed things around. So Midnight WoW is the first time that it's his story, his experience, his expansion and explanations of the future of World of Warcraft. And like I said, TBC, the Burning Crusade, a lot of people's first foray into WoW. At the end of 2005, 2006, 2007, as we were getting into TBC, there's about 5 million players. TBC peaked at about 7, 8, 9-ish, I don't remember the exact amount, and Wrath was 12 million. A lot of people's first foray into World of Warcraft was during the Burning Crusade. And we're going back, if it's kind of interesting when you think about it, the War Within is effectively your vanilla. Not really, but Midnight is your TBC, and the Last Titan is your Wrath of the Lich King. And that's the trilogy. And then it's WoW 2.0, whatever that ends up looking like. And we'll cover that more later on. But going back, why should you be excited? There's a lot of reasons. A, the lore and the story and the characters, they're kind of interesting again. There's kind of some semblance, some storytelling and writing that makes you want to care. Not so much right now in the War Within, but they're building up towards a really cool future. Like look at the 11.2 patch, Demencius, he's bigger than Slotman, dude's absolutely ginormous. It's pretty cool. I'm not gonna rate it, but it's cool, it's interesting. The things they're adding, the flavor they're adding, the context they're adding, they truly give a shit about the future. On top of that, you have player housing, and right now it's just a human neighborhood and an orc neighborhood, which is, it's whatever. HOA, you're gonna be able to charge people fees, look at somebody's grass like that's 1 inch too tall. You need to pay the 1 million gold fine or I'm evicting you. Now that's not an actual mechanic, but it could be funny to allow it to happen. All I'm saying, there's going to be the ERP neighborhood, there's going to be the PvP neighborhoods, the regular neighborhoods, the ghetto, and we'll find out what that ends up looking like. And player housing in retail WoW, and I'm going to be real here, this really did surprise me, it's one of the best housings I've seen in any MMO. Blizzard used to be the GOAT at stealing things from other games, other MMOs, other experiences, and putting them in World of Warcraft and making it a genuinely phenomenal experience. And then they stopped stealing and tried to be creative themselves and stop. Let Chris Metzen write, but then steal everything else. Y'all were the best when you took other game shit and then made it better. Not when you guys cooked from the ground up. I don't know if that makes sense. On top of that, I guess if you're a fan of it, dragon flying, and you get to fly in Midnight WoW, which means you get to fly in TBC zones. I don't know if we're actually going to see the Draenei Islands here. I don't know if we're going to go to Blood Mist and all those islands, but like, you get to fly in Quel'Thalas, in Silvermoon, in the Ghostlands. There's going to be expansion upon troll storytelling, elf storytelling. We know for a fact that we're going there. I don't know if it's the main expansion landmass. I'm not sure the exact plans for it. We know they're going to renovate those areas, right? But is it going to be more similar to BFA where we've got Zuldazar and then we've got Kultiras with 3 zones each? So they're going to do 3 zones up here with the Blood Elves and the High Elves and all that stuff, and then 3 zones somewhere else. I'm not sure on the exact zones, but hey, dragon flying or just regular flying in TBC zones without having to need a private server to do it. On top of that, this one might be controversial, but retail WoW is actually trying to make the game for everybody. For classic players, for retail players, they've been adding features and systems to make the game accessible to many people. You guys may not like this, but the 1-button rotation, this is actually a really surprising statistic. It actually made it so that using the one button rotation, you were passing 70, 80s in heroic rating in retail. Do you know how ass the player base has to be in general for the one button rotation, which has a 13% delay, to be better than the average player? Now, retail is incredibly complicated, right? You know, there's so many buttons. If you account for human error, there's a 20% error margin for each button you press, so a 13% delay is far better than the average player who will make mistakes when clicking, you know, keys. So the one button rotation, they're gonna simplify the game. They're adding all these features, all these ways to play, solo play with delves, gathering, collecting, and all this stuff. I have fallen out of love with the retail. I'm gonna be real here. And I'm excited for Midnight WoW. I'm not here playing the War Within. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to everybody and say, the War Within's amazing, come back and play now. Come play and enjoy this. Because it's not for everybody. But Midnight WoW is building towards a new WoW, a new version of WoW. It's effectively the beginning of WoW 2.0 as they build towards the future. The end of the World Soul Saga, the end of that experience, that expansion. And for me, I'm really interested to see where that goes, how it ends up looking, and it just makes me want to be reinvested in that world. But for the most part, Midnight WoW is just one part of multiple things that retail's doing right. You have Legion Remix. You have this Tanner Salem game mode. They did Plunderstorm. They've been experimenting and trying their best to make a good experience. Even though I don't play the War Within, delves are a decent feature. The raids are solid. The PvP is always ass. PvP is ass in retail WoW and in classic. PvP is not a great experience. WoW just doesn't do PvP very well. It's very hard to really balance the game in a good, cohesive way to make PvP a great experience. If you love PvP in classic, you're gonna hate retail's PvP. If you hate PvP in classic, you're still gonna hate retail's PvP. Nobody likes PvP. Nobody does it. It's not a great experience in retail or classic. I'm gonna just be real about that. But they're just trying to make the game fun and playable and doable in multiple facets. Now, retail's still a very bloated game. There's a lot of things chucked on there and like stuffed into it that just makes it convoluted and difficult for a new player to get back. But they've tried, and they've done a lot in the War Within. Not perfect, but they've put a lot of effort towards pushing the game in a direction that is good, is exciting, and makes me want to go back, and hence why I made this video. I'm excited for Midnight World of Warcraft. I'm actually excited to see what they do. I'm excited to see Chris Metzen's writing. I'm excited to see World of Warcraft redone, revisited by the guy that wrote and created most of it. It might not be for everybody. You may not even like the gameplay still, but the story, the world, the lore, and the characters, I am actually incredibly excited to see the direction the World of Warcraft takes. And I hope you guys try it out, or at least give it a shot as well. Because hey, if Midnight WoW is good, it means the last Titan is going to be amazing. And it means 14, 15, 16, 17.0 afterwards might make World of Warcraft the most popular one in the world again. It still is right now, but it might take it back to 12, 13, 14 million player heights. We may be entering a resurgence of the MMO genre. And if Midnight WoW is good, the last Titan is good, it means the right MMO has fire, a competition. And competition is healthy and good because it means there's going to keep trying to make better and better games instead of stagnating in a negative way. So thank you all for watching. If you like this video, like and subscribe. If you hated it, understandable. Dislike and subscribe and become a dedicated hater. We don't half-ass hate on this channel, we full-ass it. Thank you all for watching. I've been hard out. Peace.